Many trafficking victims are never identified or assisted and may not come into contact with practitioners who can help them. Trafficking victims require clear and comprehensive information about their status as trafficking victims and the services that exist to support them. They need this information both in places where they have been exploited, as well as once they have returned home. A directory of services for trafficking victims puts critical information directly in the hands of trafficking victims so that they can seek out the assistance needed to support their recovery and reintegration. A directory of services educates and informs trafficking victims about what constitutes trafficking in persons and the rights and entitlements of trafficking victims. A directory of services provides information about the types of assistance and support available to trafficking victims in a specific area or country, and how to access available assistance and support. When trafficking victims have this information, they can make informed decisions about the assistance they may want and need at different stages of their lives after trafficking and in response to different life situations that they may face. Some trafficking victims may choose not to be formally identified, but still wish to receive assistance and support. The Directory of Services provides information about services for identified trafficking victims, as well as services that vulnerable individuals can access, even if they have not been or do not wish to be formally identified as a trafficking victim. The target audience of this type of directory of services is adult trafficking victims and their families. For child trafficking victims, a directory of services will require modification to ensure children and their families can understand the information presented. This type of directory of services can also be used by practitioners to strengthen their knowledge of trafficking in persons and enable them to provide relevant, useful, and up-to-date information to trafficking victims about the services available to them. A directory of services may be developed by one organization or institution, or by several organizations or institutions working together. There are 4 main steps in the development of a directory of services for trafficking victims. Within each step, there are further sub-steps to be implemented. We invite you to utilize the tool and accompanying instructional video from the Nexus Institute and the Regional Support Office of the Bali process, which provides step-by-step guidance on how to develop and implement a directory of services for trafficking victims. This video was prepared by the Nexus Institute in the framework of the project Improving the Identification, Protection, and Reintegration of Trafficking Victims in Asia, implemented jointly by the Nexus Institute and the Regional Support Office of the Bali process. The project is generously funded by the Australian Department of Home Affairs through the Bali Process RSO.